Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out. Pleasure to be joined by a man wearing many hats, not physically, of course, Gareth A. Davies, broadcaster, presenter, interviewer, and many more things. Gareth, how you doing?
Very well, thanks, Eamon. Sunday evening, getting ready for a big Eubank Ben 2 fight week, really. Not sure what to make of it at the moment either.
Park it there just for a second. I want to start off with a couple of rumors. I want to throw some rumors at you, Gareth, and I want to see if you've heard about this, heard something different, if they're false, if they're true, if they're rubbish, there might be something in them. First of all, that December 13th card, which now doesn't seem to materialize from Frank Warren, has been pushed further back towards the start of the new year in January, might now feature the headline of the two main fighters we heard about contesting against each other this time around, Derek Chisora and Moses Atama. Have you heard that being possible? Do you think it could be likely?
Yeah, I do. I think they will put them together. It makes absolute sense. You need the ticket sellers of Derek Chisora and Dillian White in Derek Chisora's 50th fight. And Moses isn't a ticket seller yet. He's a big deal in our world, in the insider world of boxing, but outside he isn't that yet. So there's still work to be done. But I think you're right. I think the event will go ahead in January.
And in this week, I've heard that this anti-Joshua return, which was maybe he wouldn't be fighting this year, maybe it might be next year. I've now heard that it might be Stockton or it might be Garner. Have you heard anything concrete as to where if indeed he will fight, where it will be?
Well, no, Eddie's not answering his phone. He's out there pushing Boots and Virgil Ortiz in his tracksuited look in America at the moment, overnight, Texas. What I'm hearing is that Joshua and Fury is going to be put together for next year, and that he wants a warm-up fight and Fury wants a warm-up fight. I don't think they should do anything. My view is they shouldn't do anything too hasty, or risk anything with Anthony Joshua on a fly-by-night undercard fight. Frankly, I don't like the sound of it. It's got going haywire all over it. A cut, an injury, whatever it be. We don't want anything, in my view, we don't want anything getting in the way of Fury and Usyk, Fury and Joshua fighting next year, which I believe should still happen. I think a lot of people think it's past its sell-by date. The boat is sailing, but I think they've got 14 months to get that fight in the books. I think it'll be next summer. There's so many false messages, kind of smoke screens around Anthony Joshua at the moment. If you counted the number of things that he was doing and not doing in the last 3 months, I think it might number 5 or 6. I just don't think they should take any risks with him. I think it's just line him up for 2 big fights, or a warm-up fight and a fight with Tyson Fury, and leave it at that.
What about this? I mean, I don't know if it's maybe a bit more than a rumor. It's been substantiated to a degree, him training with Alexander Usyk's team. How far back had you heard that? Is it concrete that he's left Ben Davison's gym? And what do you think the material version of Anthony Joshua under Usyk's team will actually look like?
Well, I think it's, if you can't beat him, join him. I think it's a really good move that he's made to go and learn from Alexander Usyk. If he ends up fighting Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk is around till 41, as he's saying, and Joshua, which I don't think he will do, manages to beat Fury, he's got the chance of chasing Usyk for a third fight. And that's the only problem I see with this, is that if he's training around Usyk and his team, it's going to be hard to fight Usyk, which is something he's after. It's something that Fury's after as well. But I haven't heard that he's split with Ben Davison. I mean, I think Ben Davison is very much freelance with a lot of the fighters. Moses Atama, Fabio Wardley, Jamie TKV, all these other heavyweights in the stable. Maybe he's not getting enough attention. He's always been someone to go out there and seek the help of people he believes who might have the mystery of life that he doesn't have. So I don't see it as a threat to Ben Davison. I'm sure they will work together. But I haven't heard officially that they've split.
No, I haven't heard that either. But there was an interesting point you brought up there, and I was thinking the same thing as I asked it about Anthony Joshua, sort of closing the door on that Alexander Usyk fight, which was a real moment for him where he had that was burst out after the defeat to Usyk the second time round. What does that signal to you about Anthony Joshua if he's closing the door on, or it seems to be closing the door on a rival who he wanted to defeat so badly?
Yeah, and I understood that moment out there in Jeddah. I'm not sure if you were there that
I was,
night.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I completely got it. He was totally frustrated with himself. So near and yet so far. Massive improvements in that fight against Alexander. As you remember, kind of live, Usyk just slipped the fight away from him in the last 4 rounds. It was a really good first 9 rounds that Joshua had that night. I've heard for about 3 weeks I've known that he was training with Usyk's team, maybe 2.5 weeks. But again, I found out about it and then it came out, but I was told if I could keep it quiet, if possible, because he didn't want that getting out. I don't really know why he wants to keep it quiet, but like you say, I do think it closes the door on the third Usyk fight, because once you're around them and involved with them and training with them and you create that relationship, as we've seen many times with different fighters in every combat sports industry, when fighters get close, they become like gym family, and then they become like family, then they become like brothers. And then the prospect of separating that psychologically becomes too difficult for them to fight each other.
Last thing on the rumor mill, have you heard about Anthony Joshua frequenting any other gym outside of Alexander Usyk's?
No, but I've heard from his team in the last week that he's more in love with boxing than he's ever been. That's what I hear people in his team telling me, that he's always shadow boxing. He's always involved. He's always talking about wanting to create more fights. He's had an entire year off. That's what's strange. I know he had the surgery on the elbow, and he's probably needed to recover mentally from what happened against Daniel Dubois last year. But last year, 14 months ago now, I mean, it's extraordinary. He probably does want to get back into the ring and have a fight, but by the time he fights, if he does fight this year, like you say, the Stockton card potentially, it will have been nearly 15 months. And if it isn't till next year and it's a February fight, 17 months away, it's a long time away at his age after what he went through. So I think he's probably got 2 fights left, a warm up and then Tyson Fury.
Yes.